Speak up. Tottenham fans, welcome to your Spurs news channel, where the passion for English football speaks volumes and every move our team makes is treated with the seriousness and emotion it deserves. In today's video, we have a reason to believe, even in a season marked by stumbles in the Premier League, Tottenham showed their strength at home and opened up a very important lead in the semi-final of the Europa League. But the 3-1 win over Bodo Glimt came with scares and worries. A late goal and possible injuries to Maddison and Solink have put the alarm bells on. Is the Bilbao dream still on? Let's get to the details of this thrilling match. On Thursday, Tottenham hosted Norwegian side Bodo Glimt in London for the first leg of their Europa League semi-final, and the start couldn't have been better. Just 37 seconds in, Brennan Johnson scored after a good move from Richarlison. The pressure continued, and James Maddison extended the lead with a precise finish in the 34th minute. The dominance was crowned with the third goal, scored by Dominic Solink from the penalty spot after a VAR check. But, as usual, Tottenham didn't have a completely peaceful night. Norwegian captain Saltens pulled one back in the final minutes, with a deflected shot, cooling the mood at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Spurs now have a 2-goal lead going into the decisive game in the Arctic Circle, on the synthetic turf of Bodo, which promises to make life difficult for the English team. Tottenham's victory was greeted with enthusiasm by the British press, who emphasized the team's overwhelming start and the good team performance. Despite the problems they face in the Premier League, experts praised the attacking stance, but warned against defensive lapses at the end of the match. Former players, such as Jermaine Jenas, commented that the team showed European soul, but needs to learn to control the game better. On social media, the fans' opinions were divided. Many celebrated the positive result, but the goal conceded and the possible injuries caused concern. The expectation now is whether Maddison and Solink will be able to play in the decisive match. The feeling is one of optimism with feet on the ground. With the lead on aggregate, Tottenham have a good chance of reaching the Europa League final, which will be played in Bilbao. However, the return leg promises to be a real test. Bodo are strong at home. The synthetic turf is a challenge in itself, and the cold in the Arctic Circle could affect the pace of the English players. In addition, the coaching staff is awaiting medical updates on Maddison and Solink, key players in the offensive creation. Their possible absence will require changes to Ange Postecoglou's tactical plan. The mission now is to hold off the pressure away from home, maintain defensive consistency, and seal a place in a historic European final, something that could rescue some of the morale lost in the domestic campaign. Among the highlights of the evening, Brennan Johnson stole the show after 37 seconds when he opened the scoring with a fine header. The striker, who arrived at the club with high expectations, has shown progress and proved decisive at important moments. Another name that deserves attention is Pedro Porro, responsible for 2 assists in the match and increasingly influential in Postecoglou's formation. However, the fans can't hide their concern about James Maddison, who had been the brains of the midfield and went off injured after scoring a fine goal. Dominic Solink, for his part, also left the field with a knock, which further raised alarm bells. These are players who can make a difference in the quest for a European title, and that's why the medical department will play a key role in the coming days. Their performance is key to the outcome of this campaign. Tottenham did their homework, but the fans know this team doesn't allow a minute's peace. The 3-1 was a positive result, yes, especially considering the run of poor results in the Premier League, but the late goal and the possible losses of Maddison and Solink put a question mark over the club's immediate future. The impression is that, even in a chaotic season, the European dream could be the light at the end of the tunnel. And perhaps more than ever, the fans need to be on the team's side in this final stretch. After all, if they reach the final, Tottenham can end the season with an unprecedented title. Now, I want to know from you, do you think the team can hold on to the result in the Arctic? Or is this advantage too fragile? Comment below. Thanks for following another video here on the channel, where the emotion of being a Tottenham fan never rests. Even with all the ups and downs, we're still together, believing in a turnaround this season. If you enjoyed today's analysis, leave a like, comment on what you thought of the game, and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any updates. And stay tuned, because next week there's the big decider in the Arctic, and the coverage here will be complete. There's a bomb coming, and you don't want to miss out.